Bug Zapper time. All right, hey guys, so I'm going to be teaching you how to make this Bug Zapper. It's really more of an ant zapper, but that happens to be like the primary bug that we have in our house. It's really simple. It's made with the ingredients that you see right here in front of you, where you're going to use a little bit of vodka. You can also use witch hazel or any kind of grain alcohol, some water, and we're going to use these three oils. So I'm going to go over why I use these. First off, I use cedarwood because it helps to kind of deter the ants. What it does is it stops their pheromone smells, and essentially when it's been put in between an ant and its source of food, cedarwood seems to stop the ant from trying to get to the food that it wants to get to. Another really good one, if you don't have cedarwood for this specifically, is clove. So both clove and cedarwood tend to stop the ants from being able to find their food. Next up, we all kind of know about peppermint. So I, for years, used just peppermint and water. And essentially what happens with this is the ants just don't like the smell of it. If you were to actually spray your ants with peppermint water, which is what I thought I was supposed to be doing for like the longest time, the exoskeleton on the ant will essentially kind of freeze up. And it's kind of interesting to watch in a morbid way, but it was a fun little thing for us to do while my daughter was younger, and we would kind of just watch the ants and then you'd have to wipe them all up. But peppermint, just the smell itself, will keep ants away. Essential oils work in that way where a lot of times what may be pleasant for a human to smell is not going to be so pleasant for an animal or a critter, a bug, just others to smell. And we notice that just as humans as well. You know, what might work for one person is not going to work for another. You know, what's pleasant to one person is not going to be pleasant to another. And peppermint happens to be one of those things that, although may be pleasant to humans to smell, absolutely like disgusting for an ant to smell. They won't go anywhere near it. The last one I add is a little bit of patchouli. And patchouli, again, is a little bit morbid with it. Patchouli will actually kill the ants. If it gets onto their food source, say the ant, you know, gets past its pheromone smells, it gets to the food, it's getting past the peppermint smell, it's totally like unfazed, and it actually gets to the food source and decides to eat or bring back to the colony, patchouli will actually kill the ants. So that's my like last line of defense. I do use the patchouli in this spray, but I'm hoping that the peppermint and the cedarwood will help to deter the ants enough that they never actually get to the food that they're trying to go for. You know, we also do a really good job of like double bagging any kind of food that we have that may be sweet. My daughter's really gotten into like the coconut chips. I don't know if anyone else enjoys those. But now that she's home for the summer, you know, we've got 2 or 3 bags of them, and, you know, ants love sugar. So trying to keep everything double bagged and out of the, I guess, smell range of these ants. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead and make some Bug Zapper for you guys today. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background on why I use these oils. And again, instead of cedarwood, you are welcome to use clove if you have that instead. I would just suggest kind of getting used to the smell a little bit first. Clove and cedarwood are both fairly strong oils. I mean, so is peppermint, but they're fairly strong in the sense that people aren't used to the smell. And if you're not used to it and you don't like it, you may not want to be spraying it around your house. So first up, we go in with vodka. And of course I had to get my husband to get this because being all pregnant and whatnot, I was like, I can't like really walk into a liquor store right now and buy a bottle of vodka. It's like, I feel very strange doing that. So we had to wait a little bit, but he got me what we needed. So I do 2 tablespoons. This is my 2 tablespoon measuring. And that is really all you need. You do not need a lot of it. If you do use too much, you'll notice that your spray actually starts to get sticky, which is not pleasant to have around your house, right? Then I'm gonna go ahead and pour in this water, hopefully without spilling. Because those of you who watch know that I am known for just spilling things everywhere. Ah, there it goes. And once it starts, it never stops. There we go. Almost at the top. We'll see. One of these days, I'm going to make a video where I don't spill stuff everywhere. Thankfully, it's just water. And then I actually do 20 drops of both the peppermint and the cedarwood, and then 10 drops of the patchouli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. So we're going to see really quickly if my cedarwood's actually dripping today. You'll notice that sometimes when the bottles are dripping a little bit slower, if you turn it in one direction or another, there's normally like a weep hole. And if you can turn it towards the top, that little weep hole, some of the thicker oils will drip a little bit faster. And 20, there we go. But this one is just dripping pretty slow. Cedarwood is not one of those thicker oils. Mine just happens to be in a bottle that's dripping slowly. And 10 drops of the patchouli. One more. All right, it's time. And done. So pretty much what you want to do with this spray is now that you have it, you know, all mixed together, you want to spray this right around any opening to the outside. So, you know, front door, back door, windows, anywhere where the ants can get in. And sometimes you'll find that those spots are really weird. I found last year when we first moved into this house that, they were coming in through my bathroom, and it wasn't from like an exterior source I would have thought of. They were actually coming from, there was a small opening in the floor from my first floor to my basement. And so they were actually coming up through the basement, and they were smelling all of the, actually they were smelling my laundry detergent, which has like an orange, it has the On Guard in it, which for those of you who don't know, it has like an orangey cinnamon kind of smell. And so they were really attracted to that smell. And so that's why they were coming in through my downstairs bathroom. So you're gonna find that, you know, each house is gonna be different as to where the ants are and where they're coming in. If you can actually locate the source of where they're coming in, you go ahead and spray your spray right where they're coming in from. Otherwise, just windows, doors, anywhere where there's like openings to the outside, and you know, go ahead and spray there. You can also actually spray this on your kitchen floor. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and mop the floor, and then I'll spray this right afterwards. And it really, really helps for those of us who have messy eaters, or just who have full kitchens full of, you know, all these different snacks and goodies, to really help to keep the ants from invading the kitchen and taking over everything that we have going on. So you'll notice this little ring right up here. Anytime you use essential oils in a spray, especially if you're using it with water, oil and water don't mix, so the two will separate. When you're using this, make sure you shake up before you spray. And then lastly, I had someone recently ask me about the bottles that I use, because I always tell everyone, when you're using essential oils, make sure that you're using the right kind of plastic, because essential oils can essentially corrode plastic and eat through it, and your bottles will become useless. So I always kind of recommend using a glass bottle or a plastic safe plastic. And these are just the industrial cleaning bottles. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at Target. So you can find them either in like the cleaning supplies, or actually I found a lot of them in over by the ironing boards. So these are like the spray bottles that you would use to, I guess if you didn't have like a steam iron and you had to actually spray your clothes to wet them, you can find them in that kind of section as well. But these plastic are number 2 recycled. And they really, really work. I've been using these bottles for years. I haven't had any kind of trouble with them. So those of you who maybe don't want to be using the glass bottles, the plastic bottles that you can get from Walmart in the cleaning supply, or in Target, like I said, are perfect for this. They won't corrode, they won't erode, none of that. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope I am able to answer more questions. If you do have any additional questions as to the products that I'm using, why I use them, or variations on anything, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you and be able to help you out with whatever it is you're going through, all right? All right, bye.